Hello, guys. Average Joe Rants here, and sometimes when you wait, very nice things can happen. I didn't really have anything to really talk about. I spent the entire day yesterday trying to think of a topic to talk about because my I've been like getting into Divine Divinity and fucking Fallout New Vegas again. And then this fucking early this morning, as I was browsing my news feed on Google, I got word that Trump captured Maduro from Venezuela. I will say allegedly the leader of the drug trafficking that happens in the United States. Sometimes when you wait, something just flops into your lap, and it's such an easy way to get content. It's so nice. But yeah, early this morning, President Trump uh, launched an operation to arrest and extract uh, Maduro. Um, and God, there's just some things that are just too funny for words. But it's not the kind of funny ha ha. It's the sad funny, the nervous ha ha, because you don't want to, you know, really say how sad and pathetic the situation actually is, right? So let's get this out of the way right now. Trump extracting Maduro, 100% approve. The thing is like, he was a dictator. The Venezuelans, right, even as this moment, are celebrating him being arrested and are thanking Donald Trump for doing so. Now, you would think this would be universal. We freed a people like we used to before Hiroshima. We freed a dictatorship. We toppled a dictatorship. We brought democracy and freedom and happiness to a country like we used to before we nuked two fucking Japanese cities. And then nobody trusted us ever again. So you'd think it'd be 100% approved by everybody. Of course it wasn't. Why would you think? Why would anybody think it would be that easy? We toppled a dictatorship. We stopped possibly a huge part of the drug trade, allegedly. Big wins all around, right? Well, no, because of course leftists have to be fucking retarded, which is the norm. And they're just straight up calling themselves communists now, by the way. They're not even calling themselves Democrats. They're just calling themselves fucking communists. It goes to show just how much the left is basically a bunch of fucking flag wavers. Like they pick a struggle, and then they wave the flag for it, and then when that struggle's over with, they just go ahead and pick another. They don't really care about these fucking issues. They don't. It's made none more obvious than the protests in support of Venezuela. Jesus fucking Christ. These are the same people who accused Donald Trump of being a dictator and staged a series of No Kings protests across the country. I want you to consider that when I say my next sentence here. These people are saying Maduro should be released because he was kidnapped unlawfully. They are protesting the toppling of a dictatorship. I can't even make this up. I wish I had the fucking mental capacity to make this shit up. I am sad I don't have that mental capacity. These motherfuckers, because they're so fucking brain dead and don't understand anything about the world. They've never lived in a dictatorship. They've never lived in Nazi Germany. They've never had to experience anything horrible ever in their fucking lives. And yet these people are defending a fucking dictator. They are defending this guy after multiple crimes, which I don't even want to list here because I feel like it would be like a fucking rabbit hole. I didn't even like that's the thing is like I didn't even do any research on the dude's crimes because I already know it's gonna be a fucking rabbit hole and I'm gonna have to spend a few hours parsing through it and I don't want to fucking do that. Hold on, hey, stop scratching the shit. You know you don't. You're not allowed to do that. That's a good boy. That's Cyrus, the cat that's sometimes in these videos. He was busy scratching a chair, which he's not supposed to be doing. But anyway, it's like... these guys are just like, it doesn't matter what you think about Maduro, it was illegal. No, if it was illegal, Trump would be fucking out of office by this point. Which means it was perfectly legal. The UN have not fucking spoken out about it. World leaders have, but the UN... And for those of you who actually don't know, the United States... Not United States. The United Nations have ambassadors, essentially. And if something really serious comes up, then the world leaders, come in. That's how that works. But otherwise, they just send ambassadors. Again, if they something serious, the leaders themselves come. But it is so fucking ridiculous. Like they recently elected Somalia as the leader of the UN. Which, Jesus Christ. And that was serious enough for most of the world leaders to actually come in. But anyway, the fucking fact that these fucking people, they protest ICE, they protest Trump with the No Kings protest. Now they're protesting him toppling a dictatorship, a king, if you will. What that there's just no logic to these people. There really isn't. They're a bunch of fucking college-age kids and crazy-ass grandmas and fucking elderly people at this point. And you see videos on TikTok all the fucking time of these people turning like 30 and shit. And they're just like, why the fuck was I like that? I'm actually going to give you guys the secret as to why the Democrats will eventually just lose. Is because they spend most of their time trying to indoctrinate the younger generation. Then guess what? The younger generation grows up. The older generation doesn't die out. And the younger generation grows up, gets responsibilities, realizes it's not as simple as they're trying to make it out to be. And then they become Republican voters. The whole thing with Charlie Kirk. Tons of people started registering as a Republican. The thing with fucking... what was it? The fucking No Kings protest. People started turning into Republicans. Democrats started switching. This shit right here with Maduro, people are already switching. Okay? They're so out of touch with reality, it's not even funny. And here's the thing. I wholeheartedly blame COVID for this because it changed not only people's fucking lives, but it changed their fucking mental state. Most of these college-age kids, they go on Reddit, they go on YouTube, they go on Twitter, and I refuse to call it fucking X. Go on Twitter, they go, and during COVID, that's all they did. It's just go through subreddit after subreddit, and most of the mods will actually direct you to fucking far left shit. I've been on Reddit myself. I never go on the main page. I never go on the app itself unless I need to look a specific thing up that I can't get regularly through the internet. But on the Reddit page, it literally directs you to like far left shit. Like I've never been on a Democrat subreddit, and yet my shit's being directed to Democrats of Oregon or communists of Oregon. It's like, I don't fucking want these things on my fucking Reddit feed. And there's like that all throughout fucking COVID. And so what happens is these people get fucking brainwashed. They start seeing ghosts where there ain't fucking none. And then they start saying we're in a dictatorship. And it's like, and these same fucking people are literally calling for the release of a dictator back into his country. The same people who did the No Kings protests, the same people who did the anti-ICE protests, the same people who ruined California now want to support a dictator. I don't think it gets any more retarded than that. I honestly don't. I wish that it got less retarded for a time, but it's like these people are just doubling down on their own stupidity. Okay? As I mentioned before, there are differences between Democrats, leftists, and extremists. But the problem is that moderate Democrats won't even call out the extremists. Okay? They just let them fucking say whatever they want, and then like support them sometimes. And then you got people like fucking Zoran Mamdani being like, I oppose this action. And it's like, fuck you, dude. And again, they're like, these people saying they're staying with Venezuela. Venezuelans throughout the world are actually celebrating. The biggest contingent of Venezuelans is actually in Florida. They've been celebrating his fucking his fucking arrest. They like the Venezuelans themselves have been celebrating their fucking leader's arrest. I don't get how this basic fucking thing of if these people are actually like, here's the thing. If these people are actually celebrating their leader being arrested, then he probably was a fucking horrible, horrible, horrible person. And this motherfucker, this fucking dictator, he taunted the day before, right? Day before, because I think he saw the writing on the wall. He starts blaming Colombia for all of it, for the drug trafficking, which just tells me that he was complicit. Oh my god. Oh my god. You know why? You know, I've realized something. You know why Democrats, or the at least extremists, don't know Venezuelans are actually celebrating? Because none of the news stations, except for fucking Fox News, are playing that footage. All they play is the fucking thing where Trump's announcing he arrested this dictator, and that's it. And then they all they do is go to these protesters. That's all they have. That's all they show. They don't show the Venezuelans celebrating. They don't show anything like that. In fact, the news makes it seem like they're not celebrating. Like they're actually condemning the fucking action, some of them. And it's fucking ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous to me. Like, these leftists, they don't fucking have a brain cell to spare. They refuse to consider other people's viewpoints, and they absolutely refuse to consider the viewpoints of these. This is the bottom line. These fucking retards refuse to even acknowledge the fact that Venezuelans think this is a good thing. These people would actually call Venezuelans racist and misguided for not for celebrating their fucking leader being arrested. Their fucking dictator leader being arrested. Let that sink fucking in. Let that just sink in. It is so mind-boggling to me. You know, it's led me to a conclusion. It has nothing to do with no canes. It has nothing to do with ICE. It has nothing to do with anything else. But every single one of these motherfuckers has TDS. You don't protest the dictator being arrested because you actually believe he should be. You protest it because you got TDS. That's it. You got Trump derangement syndrome up the ass and all the way to your fucking stupid ass brain. I'm not gonna tell anybody that Trump's a good person. He's definitely done plenty to make people believe he's a bad person. I still remember the windmills cause cancer shit. I still remember grabbing her by the pussy. I still remember the fucking doctor he had when that legitimately thought spirits cause diseases, ghosts cause diseases. But at the end of the day, I don't let that color my perception of anybody. I have plenty of fucking shit that I don't like fucking remembering or like saying. But nobody I've ever met who I've told those embarrassing moments to have ever held it over my head like the fucking Democrats do to Donald Trump. These people have literally called like black people who don't agree with them niggers. They have literally called mixed black people who support Donald Trump coons or porch monkeys. And all because they just disagree. Like these black Democrats are calling black Republicans these fucking racist ass names simply because they disagree. And with Maduro, it's like there's not even a point to protesting his arrest. Republicans thinks it's a good thing. Venezuelans are celebrating it, having parties and smiling for what I'm going to assume is the first time in 20 fucking years. Like, smiling about something about their fucking nation that actually was a good thing. But do these people care? Do they care? No. Of fucking course they don't. Why would they? Why consider the opinion of an entire people who were subjugated by terror, fear, and having every single freedom of theirs fucking taken away for 20 fucking years? To the leftists, those opinions don't matter as long as they are able to as long as they have a chance to hurt Donald Trump. All right. That was a lot. I'm sorry for the by the way, I don't know if it got posted or not, but I did post. I didn't want to make the video yesterday, and I'm glad I didn't. But I was going to make one yesterday. But some stuff came up, and there might be some stuff that's going to come up later, so it might be a while for the next video. I didn't just want to leave this issue, unvideoed. I wanted to give my opinion on it. So, there you go. But anyway, if you guys like the video, like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate everybody who watches my videos, and I appreciate my currently 2 subscribers. Hopefully we can get those up. But, yeah. I hope all you have a wonderful day, a wonderful night whenever you're watching this. And make sure you drink any hot cocoa you might have gotten for Christmas, because yeah, that's pretty much all I got for Christmas was hot cocoa, besides my new chair. So, I got a lot to drink. But, yeah, that's going to be the end of the video, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.